Hi there, this is Claude with Smart Chain Connection, and this is our 5th video in our series of building an Elrond node, which works on Testnet and Mainnet the same. First of all, we were working on building the server to be secure, solid, and very bulletproof when it comes to hacking, meaning that we do not allow any root connection to it or any other connection, but we're going to go with the SSH keys only to connect to it, and we're going to change the port, we're going to disable the root, we're going to disable any other user connection to it, and also we're going to add the passphrase to the keys, SSH keys, which we already did almost all of it. So we got to the point of creating the SSH keys, being able to connect with the SSH keys, and with the passphrase. This is the passphrase we used right here, and this is the new username. This is the root and the password, new username with the password, the passphrase for the keys. The keys are right here in this folder, and this is the key we're going to use to connect to the server. And now we're going to do a few steps. Now we're going to disable the root access, and we're going to change the port number in this tutorial, which is the 5th one. If you didn't see the previous ones, I'll encourage you to go through the previous 4 ones, so everything would connect and make sense to you. Alright, so let's in this tutorial, we're going to need 2 connections. One connection to make the changes, and another, and keep it open, and keep the connection open just in case we messed up something. And the other connection to test and see if we can connect to the server only using certain things. I'll explain everything. We're going to go step by step. So let's start with using MOBA, actually. MOBAX term. Let's double click it. We used this in our previous videos. All right. Okay. So let's see if we can connect to the server and what the server is gonna say. Let me delete this because it was used before. Let me delete this session and start fresh. To start fresh, you go to sessions right here, go to SSH, and let's put the IP of the server. Copy, paste. All right, and now we're gonna go with port 22. Let's go OK. Login as Claude123. Okay, paste, enter, and the password. So right now we're still able to connect with the username and password, and everything is fine. Do you want to save the password? No. Okay, so we're in. Let's check it a little bit. Let me see what we got. Let's go inside the SSH folder. Cat authorized keys. Yeah, we got it. Okay. So let's get out of this folder. Good. Now we're gonna go to the SSHD config, because in that file we have a few lines we need to alter. So let's go to and copy this command right here and paste it. So what this does, it uses a software, it uses a program, Nano. And this Nano is used to edit and modify files, create, edit, alter, save, and stuff like that files. So it's gonna ask me for the password for Claude, which is this. Copy right here, paste, enter. And now our cursor, if you see it, goes up and down. I go with the arrows. So this is the port 22, which is by default for SSH. Now we do not want to use port 22. which is the most obvious option for every hacker. They're going to try port 22 straight out of the box. You don't want to do that. So we're going to use a different port. So let's get the new port right here in our file. New port. Let's try a port. Let's try some numbers. I don't know. 7845. Okay, let's try that one. So I go back to my file right here and I delete, because this pound or this sharp means that the line is commented. So on comment you delete the pound from before it, and we go here, we delete the 22 and we get 7845. Okay, and now this is the first thing we do. You see in the instructions. Okay, let's give it a bigger one. Let's add one more. It's less than 65,000, so let's go for 57,845. Okay, so let's add a 5 here. Let's go back to our connection. Okay, 57845. Okay, good. That was the first thing we did. We changed the port number, and now we're gonna go and restrict the login, the root login, by changing the PermitRootLogin from yes to no, which is, we go back here, we go down and we see PermitRootLogin to yes, from yes to no. All right. Okay, now we're gonna add a new line to this file. So let's add the new line right here below the permit. Okay, and we say allow AllowUsers, and I'm gonna type the new username I'm gonna use, which is Cloud123, and CLAUDE123. All right, so it's only going to allow this user, Cloud123. That's why when you choose the username, make sure you choose a complicated one, not Cloud123, which is really easy to kind of guess ish, right? And all your passwords and all your the passphrase, just make sure you get some complicated ones and remember them. That's important. The passphrase at least, and the username, right, and the port number. So that's how you get a not a simple port number. You change it from 22, in our case, to 57845. We restrict the root login, so no root login, and we only allow the Cloud123 user. All right, now we added this line. What we're gonna do right now, we're gonna save the file and get out. So come here to save the file. If you see it here on the bottom, it says Control-X. So we go Control-X. Is gonna ask us save modified buffer, and we type Y for yes. So just type Y and then go enter, because it's gonna ask us the file name, so we want to leave the same file name, so just enter. All right, now let's see if we got it right. So in order to see if we got it right, you don't open it with nano, you open it with cat. So cat and then etc sshd config. Okay, the same path for the same file, but we just open it with cat. And now we're gonna look through it, and when we look through it, we're gonna see first we're looking for the port. Let's scroll back and forth, and we're gonna see right here, up a little bit, port 57845, and PermitRootLogin no, and only allow Cloud123 as user to be allowed to connect SSH. Now good, we did this. The next step is to check the firewall settings, and we can do this by resetting the firewall first, right? So this is how we do it. sudo ufw, which is the firewall. Reset. We start from a clean slate, and then we change some settings. You go enter, resetting all the rules to install defaults. This may disrupt existing SSH connections, which is fine because we only have one of them. Proceed, Y, which means yes, and go enter. And now they backed up some rules and stuff like that, and they reset everything. Now, okay. Now what we're gonna do, the next step is we're gonna allow the new port through the firewall only. Okay. So in order to do that, let's copy this. Actually, it's a lot easier. And copy to here. Copy. Paste. And the port is the new one. It's 57845. And go enter. All right. They created a new rule, which is good. Now we're gonna enable the firewall. So this is the command, sudo ufw enable. Let's paste it. Go enter. Command disrupt. Yes, we agree. Y, enter. Is active and enabled. That's perfect right now. And we're gonna restart the SSH service. So this is the command for it. Copy. Let's paste it right here. Because we made the changes with the port and with the root access and with the new user, but we got to restart the service, so it takes all these changes into consideration. That's how you do it. Enter. Good. Right now, so we changed it. Now we got a new port. This is our new port. This is the only user allowed, and we're gonna test that really quickly. So the way we test it, we just leave this on, and we're gonna use putty for that. So double click putty. Okay, let's use the port, the IP address, and we're gonna try a few things to see if it works. Right now, let's put the IP. Okay, now let's try to connect via port 22 to see if it works. It should not work because we changed the port to 57845, and it should not allow us via port 22. So let's try it. It goes like this, and it waits, and at some point it's gonna give me a message that is gonna let me know that it's not able to connect, but it's gonna try. Okay, so we're gonna wait a second. It looks like a long second. Yes. Network error. Because it's timing out because the port 22 doesn't work. Cool. Now let's say if we use the right port. So go back to putty. Put the IP. Use the right port. 57845. And try to connect. Open is gonna try to connect to the port, to the new port. Okay, it wants to connect. It looks good. We just click accept, and now we also changed that we should not be allowed to connect with root, but let's try to see if it works with root, because we got to test all these things. So ROOT, when I go enter, it's gonna ask me for the password. So let's try the password for the root. Copy my own 1 2 3. That's the password for the root. Paste with the right click and enter, and it should not let me. Let's see. Access denied. Okay, let's try again the password. Right click once, enter. It does not let me. All right, let's close it. Okay, and now let's try to open putty, Let's see, paste if we got the right password. Yes, we got the right password. Let's get the IP in here. So we tried the wrong port, 22, it doesn't work. We tried the right port, it works. We tried root, it doesn't work. Now we're gonna try cloud 123. So go open, log in as cloud 123, and let's go for the password for cloud. Copy, paste, and it works. So it only allows me on port 57845 with cloud 123, which is the purpose of this video. We're gonna stop here and we're gonna continue with the next video.